Hey everybody, this is Dr. Joe Borio, this week's Thought Flash. Hope you guys had a great holiday, Memorial Weekend. I wanted to just give you guys a couple of quick announcements before I go over today's kind of issue Hey everybody, this is Dr. Joe Borio with this week's Thought Flash. A couple of quick announcements. June 15th, if you're a client of Chiropractic Consulting, we're doing an in-office training June 15th on Friday. For those of you that don't know about it, or for those of you that aren't clients, what we do is an in-office training every 2 months in my office. We're going to do it on Friday, and we do it from 10 to 5. So we bring in anybody that's a client, their staff, associate doctors, and then we review everything we do in the office, really from A to Z, and then go over problem solving and any challenges you might have in the office. Plus, you get a chance to see how a principled high-volume practice runs and operates. So it's very valuable for those people who are trying to grow a practice and serve people really from a principled standpoint. Second topic is we are coming up with an event in Boston on July 20th and the 21st, July 20th and 21st. Very excited. We're going to have Curtis Fedorchuk as a speaker. He's certified in CBP. So in all of our events, we always try to bring in somebody with science. We had Dr. Christopher Kent in on our last event in Philadelphia. We try to bring in somebody with technique, and then we try to bring a lot of speakers with philosophy as well. So we certainly try to hit all aspects of what we're trying to do on top of practice management, how to run your office efficiently and with good productivity so that you can serve more people with chiropractic. So that being said, there's a house cleaning. I wanted to talk about a book, One Cause, One Cure. You know, sometimes when I address this book with people, they kind of step back thinking that, you know, it's the adjustment. You can adjust people and that it's going to affect every aspect of disease. And that's not true. That's not what Fred Barge talked about. That's not what this is. One cause, one cure isn't. The cure isn't the subluxation correction and all disease goes away. And really, I believe anybody that thinks that that's what we are is really uneducated on what chiropractic is. Chiropractic never claimed that you're going to adjust someone and it was going to cure all diseases. What the claim was, it was dis-ease. It was a loss of the ease or loss of proper coordination or function of the body. When you read even the old works of D.D. Palmer, what he was really talking about was innate. And when you read those books, he talked about all the systems of the body and how they were all organized by the main system, and that 90 to 95% of all disease was a loss of that body's ability to communicate properly to itself. Fred Barge used the term that the body couldn't comprehend itself. So that's really where they were going. You know, none of the greats in our profession denied the importance of genetics or the importance of nutrition or exercise. That just wasn't what chiropractic was. And that's something that I still think our profession greatly struggles with, that we feel somehow inefficient, certainly less competent, maybe less valuable in the presence of helping people because you can't help them with every ailment. You know, I've used this example before. Just because you can't help them with their teeth, if somebody was laying on their table, on your adjusting table, and they start complaining about their molar, I don't know of any chiropractor that would start addressing it or open up a drill and start trying to correct or do some type of dental medical attention to their mouth. Yet if any of our practice members come in and complain about a knee or an ankle or whatever ailment it is, we're so quick to jump all over that. And that doesn't mean that we may not have knowledge. That doesn't mean that we may not help them. But all of a sudden your office becomes this one-stop shop for all ailments, and that's not what chiropractic is. And there's a balance that you need to really find in that. Going back to some of those topics that I talked about initially, we talk about healing power, the one true cure in all disease. The body functions during consciousness, life, and sleep will ultimately receive the credit it justly deserves. In health and in life, the presence of the controller shall be known. And these are words by many other greats along the years. I mean, Lewis Thompson, we would be finding out about a kind of super intelligence that exists in each of us, infinitely smarter and possessed of technical know-how far beyond our present understanding. I mean, that isn't a chiropractor talking about that. These are great minded individuals that had the ability to step back, and they were able to know so much that they were able to determine how much they really don't know. And I think that's where we need to get. We need to be able to step back and say, you know what, there's so much intelligence, there's so much organization, there's so much intention within the human body and within nature itself, that we need to step back and say, listen, we have some fundamental understandings and really some crude or rudimentary understandings of how things work from a mechanistic standpoint, certainly, but there's that vitalistic drop, there's that super intelligence within the body that is running and regulating things far beyond my ability to fully comprehend. My comprehension is that it exists and that there's something in there doing some really miraculous things within the system all the time. So knowing that I don't have full understanding of everything it's doing, it would be foolish to walk up to a car if it wasn't running right and just start messing with things if you didn't really understand how the car even worked, if you didn't even understand the combustion engine, or let's say you take one of these hybrids and you don't understand if it's an electrical component or the combustion component. If you have no understanding of any of that, it would be foolish for you to go in and start pulling parts out and switching things around and so forth. And that's what we do sometimes, even as chiropractors, when in reality to practice from that principled standpoint and say, look, you know what? I don't really know enough to know what may be going on. I wouldn't fool myself into thinking I understand exactly what the liver is doing or the kidney is doing or the pancreas is doing all the time. It may not be doing everything it's supposed to be doing right, but I will know this. My responsibility is to make sure it gets the best nerve supply possible. I want to make sure it's getting all the messages from brain to pancreas and for T7 and all the information from the pancreas up to the brain. That's what I want to make sure. As a chiropractor, that's my main job. That's my foundation. That's my flagship. Now, if you want to talk about other things, certainly by all means, you're not going to tell them, I'm going to adjust T7 and go smoke 3 packs of cigarettes. Don't worry about brushing your teeth. And don't exercise at all, eat McDonald's 3 times a day. That's not going to be our recommendation either, and I get that. But we have to understand that when they come in, the first thing you want to do before you do anything is to clear any interference of the nervous system. That's job number one. Couple other quick thoughts here. The master maker of the human body did not create you and then run off and leave you masterless. He stayed on the job as innate, as the fellow within, as nerve transmission controlling every function of life, as spirit from above down, inside out, expressing, creating, exploring, directing you in every field and phase of experience, so that your home is truly the world and the world is truly your home. There are no incurable diseases, only incurable people. Who said that? That's Bernie Siegel, who's a medical doctor, who is very well known for cancer treatment, cancer research. And what he found is, if we're just treating these people with all these chemicals, we're not addressing the human being, the spirit, the mind, the heart, what already innately, inherently resides in you. None of our treatments will make any effect. So what's so sad is that we see science right down to the level of quantum mechanics moving into the direction that we were taught by D.D. and B.J. Palmer, by Stevenson, and then we listened to so many other greats along the way that weren't even chiropractors, all talk about that metaphysical, philosophical aspect of chiropractic, and yet you see so many people in the profession abandoning that approach and moving into allopathic, and then you see a large portion of allopathic medicine, which I talked about 2 weeks ago, moving into the fact that there are no diseases, that the body is nothing more than an adaptation of the environment, and any disease, as we call it, is really an adaptation of a sick environment. So guys, we're bringing in a new topic here with the thought flashes, and that's Ask the Coach. So what I want you guys to do is just go right to my email and right to the website at Chiropassion Consulting and right on there there's an email, which is Dr. Borio at BorioChiropractic.com, and you can email me any question you want to practice. So certainly we've been getting so many emails and so many questions from other docs. We thought we'd kind of add that to our Thought Flash. So if there's something going on in practice, a challenge you might have, and if I feel comfortable in addressing that question, I'd certainly love to help you out. So certainly I encourage all of you to visit the website, kick me out some emails, and let me try to address some of those along the way with you. In the meantime, don't forget, clients, we got a great training coming up in the practice on June 15th. I'm excited about that. Hopefully this will be our biggest in-office training. And then in July 20th and 21st, we're going to be in Boston with Dr. Curtis Fedorchuk along with some other speakers, really to drive the practice. We're going to be talking about different aspects of practice, certainly helping you educate people better, getting the office to run smoother, trying to increase your certainty and clarity in what you're trying to bring to those people you serve. In the meantime, guys, may your innate always flow from above down, and know that I love you for loving what I love, guys. Have a great week.
Best friend gave me the best.